Welcome to a Inside the Red Raiders special report. I'm Jarret Johnson, and the reason why it's a special report is because it's a special day of the year. It's that day. Now it's become the day in terms of the recruiting cycle. It is the early signing period, and this year it falls on December 15th. It's Wednesday, so it's right upon us. And, look, quite honestly, for Texas Tech, it hadn't been the most exciting times here recently. Traditionally, it has been fun to be a Red Raider. There's been some interesting times and signing day surprises and stuff like that. And I wouldn't be surprised if there are at least a couple of surprises or announcements that go Texas Tech's way, maybe even go against them. But I wanted to kind of set the stage, preview who we've confirmed. I've confirmed with most of the commits, whether they're signing with Tech during the early period or waiting until the regular period in February, and then talk about some guys who I put in crystal balls for predictions that I think Texas Tech is going to land between taping this and actual signing day. So just interesting times on the recruiting trail under new head coach Joey Mcguire, that's for sure. You can find tons of content from Austin Massey, myself, 24/7 Sports, national writers such as Steve Wiltfong has done a great job. He's our director of recruiting nationally for football for 24/7 Sports, and he's done a great job with Texas Tech. So helping us out, augmenting our coverage because we've needed it because Coach Mcguire and his staff are keeping us busy. So with that, I want to talk about, first off, here are the guys. I'm just going to go down the commitment list and tell you, who's signing, who we've already confirmed with, and who's even announced on Twitter. Marion Horn, top guy on the list. 4-star, he's a 4-star athlete. He plays running back, he plays some receiver, he plays some DB. He's a really special player. He's an Under Armour All-America. He's a guy that was offered by Oklahoma State, and still chose Texas Tech. So that tells you what kind of get Horn is for the Red Raiders. So that's nice to see that he confirmed on Twitter that he is signing at his school Wednesday morning. So, and then Joseph Adadiri is the most recent commit. He committed on Monday. He's a 6'3", 250-pound defensive lineman out of Mansfield Summit. Watch his huddle highlights. Man, he's the kind of freakish athlete that, Tech hadn't had a whole lot of here recently. So I think like Dimitri Wilson is a guy who, in terms of, he's bigger than Adadiri, but he's a freakish athlete. But that's really the only kind of guys you've had with this kind of physicality and athletic ability coming off the edge recently. So it's really exciting that he flipped from TCU to Texas Tech, and he's going to sign with the Red Raiders. Jalen Peeples, he's a Cedar Hill cornerback, DB. He's one of the trio that committed to Texas Tech the night that Joey Mcguire, it was announced that he was taking over as head coach. So, obviously there's some loyalty there. Mcguire is fully aware of what he's getting in Peeples and vice versa with the coach. So Peeples is a very good DB. Again, he's, third on the list in terms of his ranking. He's a 3-star guy. Rated as a top 500 national player, 67th in the state. Adadiri was 60. Marion Horn was number 4 in Oklahoma, 220 nationally. So that gives you an idea of those guys. Bryson Dannell is another guy I really like, a running back out of Tyler Legacy, used to be Tyler Lee. 5'11", 205. He's a good receiver out of the backfield. I believe he'll be good in pass protection. He's a very good runner. He's a guy who can do it all. He's ready to go. I think he, maybe after a season or so, you plug him in there and he can do everything for you. He reminds me a lot of Taj Brooks, who came in at about that weight. They have similar games. Dannell may not be quite as stout as Taj, but he may be just a little quicker. But they both have running back chops, and they're similar in the fact that they can be bell cow type backs who can do everything for you. So I really like this pickup. He's signing as well. Linebacker Tai Canna out of Katy is another guy who, Katy linebacker. He's another big pickup that Coach Mcguire was able to land shortly after he took over as head coach. Tai actually told me that he remembers watching those epic Cedar Hill Katy State Championship games. I think it was like 4 in a row or something like that. And he thinks it's crazy that now he's going to be playing for Joey Mcguire because he was on the other side of that, growing up and everything, and then of course playing. But sideline to sideline backer, 6'2", 210, top 75 in the state of Texas. I believe he's also going to enroll early too. I think that's what he told me. So that's pretty good. You like to see that. Tavares Elson, one of the more recent commits. He came in on official here, recently, and in the last couple of weeks, committed pretty much right after the official. 6 foot 210, which really, I know that's smaller, but man, again, watch his huddle. Very physical, fast, instinctive player. He's actually out of Gulf Shores, Alabama. He's top 25 in Alabama, a top 600 player nationally, or recruit nationally. He's signing Wednesday as well. You put Tai and Tavares next to each other, you think about the future linebacker there, and that is really exciting. I already mentioned those DBs earlier too, and that edge rusher in Adadiri. And man, they're hoarding these really good defensive players. It's pretty exciting. But it's not just on defense. On offense, Eric Gray out of Amarillo was a really big get for Texas Tech. He's 6'2", which is small, but he told me they see him as a center. 6'2", he's 270 right now. They'll have him probably around 290, 295 by the time he fills out. Very athletic guy. He was first team all-district on both sides, defensive line and offensive line. Huge get for Texas Tech there. He's signing on Wednesday. Tyler King has actually told me he's waiting until February. He's a receiver out of, I believe, Taylor. Speedy inside receiver type guy, 5'10", just very fast, explosive playmaker. But I don't have the reason why he's waiting until February, but he did tell me he is. Sheridan Wilson, another Under Armour All-American practice participant, 6'4", 275 pounds out of Argyle. He's number 153 in the state of Texas. I think he's going to easily fill out that frame, end up being 6'4", almost 6'5", 310 in that area. And the guy, he's really strong on impact. That's what I like about Sheridan the most. So he's signing Wednesday as well. Hud Graham, he plays quarterback and safety for Gunter. Very successful program. He's a very athletic dude. Another, top 160 type dude in the state. Tech's recruited him as a safety, so that's just more help for that secondary. They need help in the secondary, so I like his addition to the program. He is signing Wednesday as well. Ben Roberts, another Wednesday signee. He is out of Eaton Hazlet, Texas. 6'3", 200 pounds. They have him listed as a linebacker, but he might play defensive end. He's not sure. So I like Ben Roberts. What I like the most about Ben Roberts is the fact that, 6'3", 200 pounds, that's not that big, but he can easily get up to 240, 250, and he's fast. He has track speed, like winning track meets type speed. So, you get him on the edge situationally, I think he could be a producer for you. Come up with sacks, force turnovers. It's going to have to take some while to develop, but I think he could be that player for you down the road. Now I got a couple of other Cedar Hill guys, defensive linemen. I think they're underrated. You just go watch their tape. These guys are better than where they're rated, but they're both signing Wednesday as well. Sincere Massey, 6'5", 280 pounds, very instinctive player. In talking with him, I'm impressed with some of the things he says. Harvey Dyson, same thing. 6'3", 260, instinctive. Those guys are really good at reading plays. They don't just get upfield. They make heady plays, and they're stout at the point of attack, and they play some of the toughest competition you're going to find at the high school level anywhere. So two really good gets there who are signing with you Wednesday. Another guy who's going to be an early enrollee, should be here in the spring and is signing Wednesday, Kaden Weatherby, who 6'7", 280 pounds. I love that frame. I feel so bad for Kaden because he missed his senior season with, I think it was a torn labrum. So, he's chomping at the bit to get back out there. He told me he's expected to be 100% for spring ball, so that's good. Hopefully he'll be able to get a lot of that strength back and really compete. Now, finally on the commitment list, Gavin Freeman. out of Oklahoma City at Heritage Hall. I don't know if he's signing Wednesday, honestly. I haven't heard back from him. He's the only guy who I don't know his status in terms of being on the commitment list. So he's from the same high school that Wes Wilker went to, played the same position. So, I mean, in terms of inside receiver, very intriguing guy. But we'll have to see where he fits in moving forward. I want to mention the transfers too. Tyler Owens, former high school 4-star guy, transferring in from UT. I don't know if he's signing. I assume he's signing, not necessarily a letter of intent, but kind of, I assume he's coming in the spring. We'll find out. Dimitri Moore, another former Cedar Hill guy. He's bounced around. Started at Vanderbilt. Went to a couple places, but 6'3", about 235-pound linebacker. So that's going to help depth. You need some help at linebacker. You're losing so many of these seniors, these super senior guys that played so well for you. So it's good to get somebody like Moore, somebody that obviously Coach Mcguire is familiar with, obviously with their Cedar Hill connection. So we'll have to see how they fit in and when exactly they join the program. But that's not all. I expect there to be at least one, but it could be as many as 3 or 4, or maybe even more. It's Coach Mcguire. But I have 3 crystal ball guys in for undecided guys who, or at least unannounced guys, so who I think, are going to end up picking the Red Raiders. One is Seth Martin, a offensive lineman originally committed to TCU out of Everman High School there in the Metroplex, the Fort Worth area. I talked with Seth after his official visit here in the last couple of weeks. It may have been the Oklahoma State game. I can't remember exactly when it was. But, after his visit, he decommitted from TCU. He's got a Final Four of Tech, TCU, UNT, and Texas State. I'm feeling very confident that he ends up a Red Raider. It's not, I'm not saying it's a slam dunk, but I do think he ends up at Texas Tech. And, look, he's a highly rated offensive lineman with a lot of offers. And if you can keep him from going to one of your in-state conference rivals, then all the better, right? And then another guy, and this is intriguing because it's another defensive lineman, and it's another defensive player from Alabama. But Trayvon Mcalpine, he's a 6'3", 280-pound defensive tackle from Saraland, Alabama. He was a guy that basically he was committed to TCU at one point with then TCU defensive line coach Zarnell Fitch, who has since joined Texas Tech's coaching staff as a defensive line coach. Now, Mcalpine recently took an OV to Oklahoma State, but I feel confident enough to put in a crystal ball. I know Austin Massey talked with some sources as well, of course, one of our recruiting writers, and feels very confident. So, we feel confident that McAlpine's going to end up a Red Raider. Man, that's another defensive lineman. You're getting like 2 or 3 regular Texas Tech classes worth of defensive linemen in terms of quality and quantity. I mean, these guys are good football players. You put on the tape, it's like, whoa. So you're getting interior guys, you're getting some kind of like defensive ends, kind of set the edge against the run, and then you're getting those kind of edge factor guys. One, I feel very strong is going to play early, and then one who's probably a project. So, and these guys I think are going to sign. Even McAlpine, I think there's a good chance he signs Wednesday. So, but wait, there's more. And this is the most recent crystal ball I put in is for Landon Hullaby. He's a safety out of Mansfield Timberview who at one point was committed to Texas. I think he's committed to Oregon, actually, too. So, but he visited Texas Tech recently. I heard the Red Raiders are, and so did, again, Austin Massey, who does a great job for us, has heard that Texas Tech is in a really good place with him. So don't be surprised if he joins Texas Tech's commitment list and signs with the Red Raiders soon as well. So there could be more. That's what I know. That is 17, almost like 20 guys, 19 or 20 guys if you count the transfers and the crystal ball guys. So pretty exciting stuff. Really good players, like I said, and also quantity. What Joey Mcguire, James Blanchard. You just go all the way down. Kenny Perry, Emmett Jones. I'm leaving guys out. Dave Martin. I hate that I'm not naming everybody, but the job that these guys have done on the recruiting trail already in such a short time has been nothing short of amazing. It's going to change the program. There's no doubt in my mind. And stay tuned for me kind of setting up the 2023 class too. There'll be another video, posted very soon because I know the 2022 recruiting cycle isn't over we'll have the regular period, but this is really the main focus here. And oh, by the way, we will have a Texas Tech or early signing period headquarters where we'll be, I'll be updating it live as these letters of intent come in and it's official. I'll be updating the story, the thread, chatting with Red Raiders, of course. So it should be a fun day. I'm really excited. I think it's going to be one of the more entertaining kind of National Signing Day type days with in recent memory for Texas Tech. So with that, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.